Hello, everyone. Welcome to Marilyn's Tarot Take, where I give my take on all things tarot and mystical. I have been invited to participate in the Editor's Pick decks. Yeah, Editor's Pick decks by Giselle from Madwich Cottage. It's a tag that involves 15 different aspects of why you would choose a deck and what decks you would choose for that aspect. I have my notes already. Keep in mind, I am relatively new to tarot, so I might not be able to expound quite so deeply on things as the veterans could and can, but I will do my best. I thought I would like to give this a try. So again, I'm taking part in the Editor's Pick decks. And I will start with prompt number 1 of 15. Inner child work, a deck you recommend for inner child healing, one that feels safe, nurturing, and playful, ideal for reconnecting with innocence, creativity, and emotional truth. And what I'm going to choose for 2 of them, they're the Paulina Fay decks. This is brand new to me. I have not even really looked through it too much yet, but either one of these decks would be perfect for that for me personally. It has the element of fantasy. It has the element of storybook. And I think that it draws quite a bit of childhood emotions out. You can go to deep work. You can go through some more superficial work or something playful. Anything aspect of childhood, I think these decks would take care of. I mean, that is just fantasy. It's fun. It's inventive. It's thought-provoking. And of course, the artistry is just phenomenal. But yeah, it's very storybooky and it feels very safe. It doesn't, I haven't found too many cards that would evoke any sort of negative. And I really believe this draws upon you. You could go even ancient, back into your ancient child. You could do past lives with this. What was happening as a child in a past life. So these decks, I think, are perfect for child work. You've got the animals that bring things out. You've got the soft pastel, so there's nothing jarring that could maybe startle your inner child. I just think these are perfect for inner child work. I mean, look at that wheel and look at this wheel. It's just, these are fabulous. I mean, some of them bring a little bit of a smile to your face. That tickles me. And then again, they're thought provoking. What were your hang-ups? Literally hang-ups when you were younger. So yeah, these would be, even the death cards aren't scary. I mean, might be a little scary, but maybe you need to have that a little bit of a scary trigger for something traumatic that maybe happened as a child you need to work through. So yep, these 2 decks would be my pick for my child work. And I have used it for this one. I have not used this one for child work yet, but look at that. How fun is that? She's riding a frog, for crying out loud. That is just super fun. And unicorn, seriously. Gorgeous, lovely. So that would be 2 decks that I would use for child work, and I'm going to do my best to try to get these things put away in some kind of orderly, quick fashion. I know this is going to be kind of a long video, so I'm going to do my best to not rush through, but to use my time wisely. So let me get these over here on the floor out of the way. All right, so those are the 2 decks for the child work. Shadow work, a deck that is powerful for helping readers face their shadows. Honest, deep, and unafraid to confront the difficult. This is your recommendation for a deep transformation and self-inquiry. So I chose 2 decks. Got the Shadow Journey by Edward and Heather Neal, J. Edward Neal, and the Guardian Tarot. Love them both. So I'm going to show them at the same time just for time's sake. I'm not trying to do a comparison at all, but it'll save a little bit of time. So this is the Shadow Journey. This is the Guardian Tarot. by Beth Silliman. So this one in particular, one thing I really like about this is it pertains to trees. And have a granddaughter who's actually of the trees. But I have always had an attraction to trees and leaves and shapes, and I can find faces in the bark of trees depending upon the lighting. So this deck particularly is a little more earthy for shadow work. This is a little bit deeper kind of mystical shadow work. A little bit scarier, spookier. It would be more of a little deep. It might take you a little bit deeper and then in a different direction than the other deck. Look at that tower, the star. Um, look at the strength card. That's amazing. I mean, you could go all kinds of ways with that. You're holding up the weight of the world. You're underneath the world. You're trying to get up into the world. I mean, it's just, and look at the hermit. Oh, I love this deck so much. So you could go many different directions as deep as you would want to go. And this deck might even take you deeper than you want to go. But that's kind of the point of shadow work. You've got the Judgment, Three of Candles, Six, Knight. It's really, I mean, look at that Seven of Goblets. Yeah, this will take you pretty deep. Eight of Goblets, look at that. Oh my. This one I dearly love. Sitting in the ninth goblet. Yeah, 10. This is just a little spookier deck. I mean, look at the king. Holy moly. Um, and for deeper work, not for the faint of heart work, ready to delve deep work. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So this one is definitely a choice for me for that. And then the Guardian, dealing with the trees. Love, love. Just look at these. Oh, the High Priestess. This could maybe bring up something with your parents or grandparents or some matronly person in your life. Um, love the Strength card. You're on the precipice there, thinking. You've got your power animal. This is one of my secondary power animals up there to help guide you through it. The wheel. The Death card. This one of my favorite death cards of all, really, that are non-RWS. Peeking through there, I just think that's fabulous. I mean, that could take you. Are you afraid of death? Are you feeling like the heaviness of maybe a loss, even? So there's a lot of ways to go out. And look at that, the star. Maybe this is one of your power animals. It happens to be one of my secondaries as well. This is just marvelous to work with. Takes you back to nature. I loved nature as a child. Here you are, maybe you felt isolated as a child, like you were fighting off the world. Maybe you had things coming at you that you felt you needed to either hide from, get up above. There's just so much you can do with these. I love this card. Oh, Knight of Wands. I mean, this imagery is such that you can go so many different ways. You have things looking down upon you. Are you in a forest of trials and tribulations or thoughts or things that are making you feel small? So, yeah, here's a little celebratory card. Maybe you can remember some of the good things that happened. Shadow work doesn't necessarily have to be all the negative. It can be the positive. Love this card. So this deck is really, I think, great. This maybe as a child you didn't get to say what you needed to say. I know that's the Nine of Swords and the nightmarish things that could have happened to you. Maybe this would help spark a way to get through it. This is what happened. So there you go. I really like this for that. Oh, and what little girl doesn't love horses? So that could spark all kinds of things. Um, so yeah, that is a good deck, I think, for shadow work. And it's one of my favorite decks for darn near anything. I just love that deck. So that is shadow work. And put those on the floor. Alrighty. I'm precariously perched between piles, so if I make one false move, they're all going to hit the floor. The next is deity work or spirit guides. Decks that serve as a spiritual bridge, perfect for working with deities, spirit guides, or higher realms. It holds sacred energy and supports devotional practice or channeled messages. I have two of them because I'm studying some druidry and such right now. So one of them's going to be the Wildwood and the Druidic Tarot. This Druidic Tarot is really nice. And again, I'm not as knowledgeable as I'd like to be, but these spark all kinds of ancestry, and I'm working on that too. I'm dealing with tapping into my ancestors in some of my meditations, and it's gone really well. This is very, very much ancestors, very much. Um, Also, the ancestors comes up next, and I had to choose between deities or ancestors, and I chose this for the deities because it has some of the pagan symbols and some of the deities from, look at the devil, from the lore. And again, I feel like this is a pretty good deck for me to use to help study some of these. I mean, the Druidess of Cups looks a little bit like the Morrigan. So this, I think is an excellent deck for tapping into some of the lore. And the book is really good on this too. It'll help me in my quest to have more knowledge. But I love anything stone and anything ceremonial. This is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So there are deities and such in this deck that I will be able to learn from. I also have like the Galahorn, which is the all the what am I trying to say? Runes and such, going in a little different direction. It's fun. So yeah, this is a great deck. Great deck for that. That's in my collection anyway. I know there's other decks that might be a little more fitting, but we need to work with what we have. And then the Wildwood. Who doesn't love the Wildwood Tarot? Oh my gosh. It's just one of my very favorites. And it has a lot of lore in it. Little different titles for the cards, which is nice. Expands your thinking a little bit. And it does give you a keyword here too, which is kind of nice. But it's a beautifully done deck. It's got all kinds of imagery. It's got there's a storyline that goes along with all of these cards, and there are characters in there. It's gorgeous. The deck is gorgeous. Look at the Four of Stones. I love it. And this Seven of Stones is healing, interestingly enough. So it's got the ancient lore in there, and look at that Nine of Swords, the tradition, or stones. So I think this is a great deck to study. I've just kind of begun this study, so I can't be expounding too much on each one of these cards as who's who, but I'm learning. I'm learning. But look at the green woman. Oh, I've got the green man right here on my, love the green man right here on my table. And look at that. I mean, just look at that. That just pulls at something. Just pulls at something. So the deities, and this is a great deck for that. This is a great deck for anything. Look at that. It's not a deity, but geez, oh Pete's. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, these are great. And I like the fact that they've got the Great Bear here. It's very symbolic. The world tree. Again, we're going back to the trees that are so important to me personally. So love that. So yeah, I think this is a great deck for deities. I do. And again, there may be better ones out there, but this is what I have to work with. The majority of decks have been, I have seen them either on Simon's Hermit's Cave, I've seen them on Giselle's Mad Witch, I've seen them on Spirit of Avalon, Sandra, or Craggy Brook Witchery, Lori. So I've gotten a lot of my interest in certain things from them because otherwise I wouldn't even know they were out there. All right, where am I? We did this one, we did this one, we did this one. Ancestry work. So for ancestry, as well as the other one that I just showed, I've got an oracle as well. The Rooted Woman. This deck is gorgeous. And it's a very grounding deck. It it also has deities and such in it. The Well Maiden, Sovereignty. Look at that. Ugh, this takes you back to your ancestors, which I believe mine to be in England, Ireland, Scotland. Oh, these are beautiful. I mean, it rings familiar to me. So this works so well for me in that the shapeshifter. Look at the sacred marriage. Look at that, the green man, the green woman, ancestry, because it just feels like. Look at that descent card. These just feel familiar. The land feels familiar. The labyrinths that I see always just pull at something. So this is a great card for me for ancestry. The stone circles. Look at that. I was there. I know I was there. So this definitely pulls at the ancestry, at Isle of Women for me. This is a great deck for that. So again, this is A Rooted Woman by Sharon Blackie, and the artwork by Hannah Willow. I did a walkthrough on this, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember what I did a walkthrough on or what I didn't. I'm old. My brain doesn't hold on to near as much as it used to. And another one is The Forest of Enchantment. Love The Forest of Enchantment. This is a gorgeous deck. And it pulls at ancestry for me as well. I'm getting my Beltane rocks all out of place here. I mean, all kinds of ancestry vibes on that. The Wise Woman, the Green Mother. I mean, and the Forest Lord. It's mythical and it pulls back to ancestry because there was all of these myths back when I was there. They're still there. This is just beautiful. Look at that. So this definitely does it for me. I feel like I'm back where I once lived and once thrived. Look at the Ten of Spells. Ugh. So this is a great deck for ancestry work. Take you back. Remind you of places you've been. There may be, maybe a different deck out there look at that, for different people in different regions that might depict things in different regions. But anything over there, England, Ireland, Scotland, is just, it just, as I've said before, it pulls at something. So this is the deck that I would use for ancestry work. That's the Enchanted Forest. One of them. I just love this deck. All right, and then an oracle, a new oracle. Yeah, they just fell. A new oracle I just got not too long back is the Sherwood Oracle. It's beautiful, and it has the lore work. I mean, it could be for either one of those prompts, whether you wanted to do deity work or ancestry work. It has the little map that comes with it in the book. But there's a lot of information in here. It's another bit of a study oracle. But the backs match the map. There's a map that comes with it. But look at this. This just takes me back to when different things were held in honor compared to today. Look at that. It just takes me back. And the artistry, unbelievable. This is a Mark Ryan, John Matthews deck. And Gilbert is the artist. But back in the day, Back in the day of lore. Love this. This is just very powerful for me. It takes you back. There's just the storylines that go with these cards. So this is part of my study. There's Fartak. This is part of my study. And then you've got the trees aspect. Again, back to the trees. I just love the trees. And Maid Marian's Bower, Nottingham Castle. These are specific places on the map that you go through. So this deck is great. I use it, and I will use it for ancestry work and study. I have so much to learn being a newbie, but I've got a lot of decks that I'm going to be able to enjoy. In my old age, that's important. That is important. Okay, now we're on to divination. A deck that excels in traditional divination, clear, direct, and accurate. This is your top pick for those seeking predictive insights. Now, this might surprise some people. I don't know. This was introduced to me by Lori at Craigiebrook Witchery. These are the Tea Leaf Fortune Cards by Ray Hepburn. These are so great. Comes with a bag. Don't use it, but it has a lovely book with it. So you can it kind of gives you an idea on how all the spreads and such to use. But these are like reading tea leaves. You put them all in a bag, shake them up, lay them out in however you want to lay them out. And these mean certain things in certain spaces. Arrow, forest, cat, bird, flying. So these, if you go to Craigiebrook Witchery, she has done several readings with these. And it's fascinating how spot on they are. It's really, these are great. Tree, affairs with your family. The staff, you will be taken care of in different times. Pineapple, reconciliation. So it has the keyword on it. News of a birth or new business opportunity. Stork. The finger is warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So you can see how these would be really great to work with. Pleasure with a close friend. I highly recommend everybody having these. I think everybody should have these because they take you in a different direction. It's just really nice. I know we're probably supposed to be tarot, but this falls in the category. Getting together with friends. Mountain is major challenge to overcome. They make sense, and then depending upon the placement, what they're next to, it might change the reading. But again, go to Craigiebrook Witchery and look at the videos that she has on this. It's just great. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. So yeah, that's my divination. I mean, you can do divination with any tarot deck, but this one's specifically for that. It's traditional, specific for that. And it also has the has houses that you would put. Here's the astral houses, wealth, success, happiness. And you've got the months of the year that you can lay out in there. So yeah, this is a really fun divination deck. I'm very glad that Lori at Craigiebrook Witchery put me onto it. And again, visit her site because there's a couple really great videos on this. So that is my divination deck. Let's see where we are. As above deck that connects the reader to cosmic or spiritual realms, ideal for soul work, life path exploration, or messages from the higher self. It speaks to divine perspective. This was a no-brainer for me. Absolutely no-brainer. Soul cards. They are so moving and so deep and so powerful. I should have taken these out of the big boxes. There's a Soul Cards 1, Soul Cards 2. They're readily available. This is another couple decks that I think everyone should have in their collection because it's just these cards are again powerful, deep cards. There's no writing on them. And some people have gotten 2 or 3 sets of these and turned them into tarot cards. They're phenomenal. I'll just open up both of them and then do them side by side. Okay, these boxes out of the way. I don't have enough room on my desk for this. All right, again, I'm just tearing out my Beltane stones. Okay, look at these. Look at how you can just, it takes you to a completely higher realm. Completely. I might spend a little bit more time on these two decks. It takes you somewhere else. As above. Look at these. Oh, look into those eyes. Takes you to another world altogether. Beautiful. Oh, they're literally flying you up. But this is just transports you to another place, another time, another dimension, another density. You may just be in the fourth density on this. Who knows? Or fifth or sixth or seventh. Look at that. So this is definitely an as above. I don't know that I have a deck that would do anything better to get me in a different realm, different state of mind, a different thought space than this deck. These decks, I should say. That's almost one deck. But look at that. I mean, you're up with the angels here. You're up in your higher thoughts, perhaps. Definitely confabbing with the angels. So these two decks are just, look at that. Oh, they take you to another space. So I won't go through them all, but I highly recommend everyone having these. Whether you're a veteran, whether you're new to tarot, everyone should have these. It's just way too deep to not experience. Gorgeous cards, gorgeous cards. All right. Not going to be able to get out of my chair with all these decks around it. All right, what is next? That was as above, so below. All right. So what we have is Earth Woman and the Forest Witch. Okay, we've got the Earth Woman, Tarot, and Oracle. This deck is relatively new to me. I've had it a few months. Love it. I love it. And it is very grounding for me. Very earthy. Very grounding. Okay. So we've got the autumn cards. We've got the seasonal cards in here. And if you think about the colors, even just looking at the backs, the cards brings you to a grounding spot. The Six of Wands, ceremonial. Look at that. Celebration, very earthy. Speaking of earthy, there's earth. So I find these to be very as below, very grounding. Fruit, wildflowers. It's got all the whale. Try to get through these a little quicker. The Ten of Wands. Look at the shell. Very earthy. Mushrooms. Look at the waterfall. And the King. I just find they're very, very grounding cards. The High Priestess. Look at that. Oh, it's hard to go through these quickly. I could turn this into a 3-hour thing, but I just mustn't do that. Look at that. A sense of community, sense of connection. Ah, Nine of Cups. Celebratory. Here's the spring. Very, very appropriate for right now. Even the Ten of Swords is a grounding card, no pun intended. But I mean, there's a beauty to these cards. Look at this, all earthy. Ugh, dragonfly. Who doesn't love dragonfly? Lotus, the Tower. Oh, very grounding. So these two decks, again, these are the Earth Woman and the Earth Song, and this is by Tarn Ellis. She's fabulous. She has many other things available. Again, let me show you the box again, just so you know what they are. And the Earth Oracle, Earth Song Oracle, as below. All right, let me get these on the floor. I'm running out of room. I hear things falling. Oh, and then the Earth Witch, the Forest, not the Earth Witch, Forest Witch Oracle. Sons of Asgard made these. I saw these. I'm pretty sure it was Sandra's at Spirit of Avalon. Pretty sure that's where I saw them. And I grabbed them real quick because there was only just a few. Only just a few. And again, this is the Forest Witch Oracle and the Sons of Asgard. I believe they're based in London. Chris, these cards, talk about earth cards and grounding cards. Sacred Circle. These are just, oops, they're shiny. Gotta pick them up. They just, foxglove. These are gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, so this really speaks to me. Very grounding, very earthy. Look at the spring. Puddle, seedling. Look at the river. The trail. Don't you want to just walk right down there? Ugh. And the standing stone. Look at that card. Oh, they're just magical, and you just want to be there. I want to be there at the base of that tree meditating. I want to be there watching that thunderstorm. I want to go through that gateway. They just draw you in. Look at the fairy ring. I'm hoping that they'll do a reprint of these for everybody because everyone should have these as well. These are phenomenal cards. I'm just so fortunate that I got in on these. But I think they're supposed to do another printing of them. There's Cootie Tree, and the Sunset. So that is the Forest Witch Oracle by Sons of Vanguard. Chris Leverett did this deck. All right. Now, where are we? We are a hug deck. So I've chosen decks that just speak right to my heart on this one. These are the three trees, two of the three trees tarot decks. One of them's the Heartwood, and one of them's the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. And these decks are just so sweet and so, I think they're very deep for a nature deck. The artistry is just so amazing, and they just draw you right in. So this is the Heartwood here, and this is the Oak, Ash, and Thorn over here. They are soon to have a spider deck out. Gosh, the name escapes me right now, daggone it. Can't think of it. But it's about the little spider that shows up in some of these. So I'm really anxious for that. And they do have some things on sale right now. They've got a redo of all of these decks that they've done. So they've changed the formatting a little bit and a few pictures. And so that's also available, which I'll be getting soon when they're available. But look at these. Oh, these decks are just absolutely amazing. Talk about a little hug at the heart. And there's some cards in here that might not feel real huggy, but I love animal decks that are well done. This just makes me just warm inside. Look at that little squirrel. a hedgehog. So either one of these decks or both decks, any of them, the dragon deck isn't quite as warm and fuzzy just because it has dragons in it. I love it. I love it dearly. But this deck, oh my goodness, both these decks, anything they do is just such high quality. And they're so meaningful and so beautiful. They've taken such great thought in how to design the cards. I mean, look at the King of Wolves in a picture. Oh, I love it so much. And look at the little Page of Wands. Oh, I just feel all warm and fuzzy inside when I look at these. They're just so beautiful. And anything nature just speaks to me. As a kid, I was always playing outside looking for bugs and playing with praying mantis and, yeah, beautiful. But yeah, this is just like a warm place in my heart. Oh, power animal. Oh, there he is again. So both these decks, any of these decks, and like I say, they've got the newer versions of them out now. They were on for pre-order at Three Trees Tarot. So those are my two for um they were the hub deck. The hub deck. All right, let me get these out of the way now. This is kind of nice to get to kind of go through your decks again, revisit some of them and remind you, yes, you said you were going to study that, so get on it. Because you do get busy. I still work full time. So if work just get in the way, but I'm not ready to quit yet. Not yet. All right. So the next one is a feel good deck. So this one I think has been shown as a feel good deck before, but this was a toss up between doing this deck for the feel good or for the child deck. But this is the Tarot of Magical Force, and you can see I've used it a lot because I've just torn up the wax. This is a great, great deck. So Tarot of Magical Forest. That's a cute little book. So this is just the best deck. Look at that. Look at the artistry. This is just, how do you not feel good by looking at this? The feel good. Look at the little piggy. These are so fun. I actually use this to read all my grandchildren a lot. How's their day gonna go? So I'll pull this deck out and read for the grandchildren. I love this. Look at that. How could you not feel good using this deck? Just brings a smile to your face. Even that's cute. Even the devil's cute. As ominous as that look, it's cute. Look at that. Ah, the little froggies. I love the artistry. I love the way they've drawn those big eyes. The shapes are maybe slightly off a little bit. Look at the Knight of Chalices. Oh my gosh. And look at the King of Pentacles. Oh, and look at the frogs. Yeah, yeah, these are great. Look at the little happy bunnies working hard. Oh, this is just a great deck. Look at that. Look at the chariot. Aw, star card. Love this one, the Emperor. I mean, doesn't he just look all that and a bag of chips up there sitting in his throne? Yeah, this is just a great, great happy deck. Look at that. Ha ha. Love the artistry. Love those big eyes. Just love it. Even the death card's pretty interesting. Oh, gotta love it. Look at that. King of Chalices. Oh, okay, so that is the Magical Forest. I better put this back in the box because otherwise I'm just going to have everything all over the place. And then the other happy, happy, happy deck. I just can't. I'm late to the game on this one. I have only had this like a month. This is the Westwood Tarot by Yasmin Westwood. This is just, I don't know what took me so long to get this. I have no idea what my hesitancy was. I was just off on some other tangent, I guess. Because this deck is just, talk about a feel-good deck. I'm just going to pick this up. Look at that. It's just fantasy and happy, and it's like you're watching a movie. It just takes you right into that look at the mouse. Takes you right into that magical place. You're right there with the animals in the forest. Definitely a feel-good deck for me. Look at the snail. Oh, this makes you smile. King of Swords. Look at the Five of Pentacles. Awesome little poor thing. And look at the Devil card. Wow. A lot of you are familiar with this, but this is semi-new to me. I mean, that's just a feel-good card. Look at the bee. Grasshopper with the flower umbrella. Look at the Four of Wands. They're getting married. Little peacocks. Oh, Six of Wands. The Tower. Even the Tower's pretty. I mean, if you want to delve into what it really means, that's one thing, but it's pretty. Five of Swords. Oh, look at the Two of Pentacles. Look at that. Isn't that just fun? Look at the Ten of Pentacles. A little elephant family. What's not fun about that? Lover's card. Oh, Four of Cups. So this is definitely a feel-good deck for me. I mean, seriously. Look at the Page of Pentacles. How could you not feel good about that? Ah, love it. And look at the Eight. Beautiful little house. Knight of Swords. So, yep, feel good. Feel good. Feel good. No doubt about it. So again, I don't know why. I don't know why it took me so long to get this deck. I just wish I'd have gotten it sooner, but that's the nature of the beast. All right, feel good. We're getting there. All right, most versatile. Now, if you ask me, which I guess they did, I think the most versatile decks, a deck you recommend for handling any type of reading, love, career, shadow work, daily pulls, and everything in between, reliable, flexible, reader-friendly. This all-around deck adapts to every situation. I think any RWS deck would work because you can do shadow work. You can do any type of work. If you want to, I mean, there's something in there for every single category. If you wanted a certain feel, you could, more of an ancient feel, you could use the Aurum. Traditional feel, you could use the Radiant Wise Spirit. If you wanted to do a little shadow work, pull out the Black Ritual. Um, because it's very versatile. You wouldn't even have to use it for shadow work, but you could just because it's darker. It just lends itself to the feel. And I think some of the neon Rider Waite's, if you want a more happy, a more upbeat, you maybe want to, you're dealing with something in your teenage years, pull out the Trippin' Weight. I don't have those, but definitely you could do past work. You could do past life work in many of all of them because Rider Waite's complete, in my opinion. And you wanted to do a little maybe ancient work, a little different take. This writer Marseille is great for that. I won't go through all of these because these others are just standard tarot, RWS tarot. But these blend the Marseille and the RWS. So this could take you to a different place. You could maybe do a little ancient work on this, a little past life work with these. Go to a different area of what you want to work on. Perfect. I mean, these are very versatile. But I truly think that if you want an all-around card deck, there he is. This, to me, this is the way to go in that it has it all. Any Rider Waite. I mean, you've got the cards for everything. You've got the death card, you've got the devil cards. What's your conflict? What's holding you back? What's your vice that's getting in your way? You've got the wedding cards, that four of wands for your celebration, six of I want to say staves, six of wands. So I really truly believe that all around deck can do anything. That would be any Rider Waite Swift deck. It's just your standard RWS. I mean, if you wanted to go pastels for maybe a little lighter feel, so you could pick a deck based on the visualization of it, the coloring of it, the actual feel, what it evokes in you. That would be my thoughts on that. You can't miss with the Rider Waite. One stop shopping. All right. Okay, the most inspiring deck, a deck you recommend to inspire creativity, intuitive flow, or personal transformation, whether it's the art, the energy, or the depth of the messages. This one sparks something powerful in the reader. Well, I have to say, for me, these are new to me as well. I These decks have been. I can't say that I'm going to be overwhelmed, but these decks were just like my jaw dropped. I've seen them. I saw them on Simon's channel, but to actually have them in person, to have the experience of these, I was lucky enough to get $4.95 out of $7.50. Um, the quality, the quality that they've worked so hard to bring forward. I mean, it's just, oh, and that's the experience is part of why I feel that this is such an influential deck for me. But I mean, look at the book. It's it's I can't say that there's any two decks that have really hit me like these have. Now maybe it's because they're new, I don't know, but I mean, really look at the box. And again, it's the experience of these decks and the quality of these decks and what they had to do to make these decks. I mean, all these pictures that they have come upon to turn into. This is the medieval Oracle of the Beasts, um, gilded book. Just look at that. So I think some of it's the experience, but by looking at these ancient pictures, it brings forth something that not every deck can do. And it's going to be individual what it pulls at for each individual person. I mean, how they experience this deck. I don't know. I'm hoping I didn't live in medieval times because it was an ugly time in some respects, a rough going. But I'm just oftentimes wondering if I did have a past life in that area too, because boy, these cards spoke to me. My husband surprised me with these. It's a very early birthday present. Um, but when you look at these cards, it is transformational. It is an experience. Some of them are somewhat religious based. Some of them are pagany based. I don't think pagany is a word, but there you go. Um, these are just an experience. Look at the Empress. I mean, you just feel like they do kind of transport you somewhere. It's I These are new enough to me. I haven't really studied these yet, but boy, did they speak to me. This was transformational because 6 months ago, I might not have gravitated toward this. So it's also shown a growth of interest in me. And again, it's the quality. It's what this evokes in each person. I mean, look at the community card and the emperor. Oh my goodness. Or fierceness and protection. But the Hierophant. I mean, there are just so. This bowl looks like it's had a little bit of mead. The Lover's card. I mean, the way they've taken the imagery and made it into the appropriate tarot card, and the ancient look, the old look of them, because they're old paintings. Ugh. So this has been transformational for me. This has made it's hit a deep spot, and not everybody feels that way, and that's why there's so many different decks. But this really hit me deep. Um, just everything about it. Again, this is an experience to work with this deck. It's definitely an experience. Look at this. Just look at this judgment card. There's two of them. Oh, it takes me back. It really takes me back. Oh, and the world card. Look at the world card. Isn't that fabulous? Oh, look at that griffin. That is amazing. And the Ace of Wands. I don't know if this is exactly what that is. I'm assuming the book will tell me. I haven't gotten that far in that. Just absolutely beautiful. And I think it's the art and the energy. It's everything. Look at this. So yeah, these are fabulous. Just fabulous. It's an experience. The effort and the work that they went through to match these up and get this. And plus it's historical as well. Just gorgeous. Okay, so that's my transformational deck for sure. Now, these are just about gone. Um, my husband ended up getting himself one, and he was at two. No, he was at 500 or so, and this was like a week or two ago. So I mean, they're going on. So I don't know how long that these decks will be available. So I mean, if you're interested in them, you might want to snap them up. I did put I posted on my post part of the page of the channel pictures of this and kind of a reminder to everybody that hey, if you want to get this deck, you might want to hurry up. I don't know about the medieval beast the availability on that, but anyway, if you'd like to get those, you may want to order them sooner rather than later. So the next is the best for beginners, a deck you would confidently recommend to someone just starting their tarot journey, accessible, clear, and easy to learn. With this one makes tarot feel inviting rather than intimidating. Well, I just think a basic RWS, as you can see, this is just all kinds of beat up because this was the very first deck I ever purchased. If you get this deck and a book, I think you can get just the basics. Another deck that I got that I did like. I don't use it so much now, but honestly, I'm a firm believer that the Rider-Waite-Smith is a good solid base to start with. Not everybody feels that way. This is the Learning Tarot by Tarot Terra. There's keywords, and I found this helpful too. It also gave you a card with the planets and all, and the numerology, some little tidbits that goes with. I like the way they looked old. I like the looks of them. And then they have the signs and reversals. So for the magician, willpower, manifestation, desire, inspired action, ability, connection, intellect, logic, creativity, power, skill, resourcefulness. So these are very excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. These are very nice for learning. They've got all the key features. We've got the entire card, and I just think they're very well done. So I think it is helpful to have some keywords on there. Now there are some people that would rather come in and they're not RWS oriented, but I feel that it's a good solid base that most people should have to coming in because this represents the history of the card, where the cards came from originally. And then everything else is a branch off of that. So this, I think this is a fabulous deck to start with. Again, that's the Learning Tarot, readily available. Amazon everywhere has this. So that is my suggestion for that. But again, any RWS with a book, because I think it's important to learn the history of it, so that you know where that's all this is coming from, all those people and all those symbols, where they're coming from. Okay. All right, let me pull this back over here. I'm just having trouble with my. All right, that was best for beginners. Now, best for professionals. I'm going to put this on pause for just a moment because I've got to get something out. So hold on just a second. Okay, I had to pause it because to get this out of the box, this is the Tarot Volatile. So, again, this is best for professionals, a deck you suggest for experienced readers who need depth, nuance, and strong symbolism. Ideal for layered reading, spiritual insight, and working with clients at a professional level. Well, this is definitely not for the newbie or the faint of heart. This is the book that goes along with the Tarot Volatile. Oh, well, there. The book is just fabulous. It has the full card page picture and all the information pertaining to the card. This is just an unbelievable book. Another gift from my fabulous husband. But as you can see, I had to pause it to get this big honking thing out of the box. It's a very thick deck. It's got lots and lots and lots and lots of extra cards. It's a huge deck, as you can see. And I'm hoping all the cards will be in the picture. So as far as not for the faint of heart, let's see. Let me turn this over. Yeah. This is a deck that definitely would take an experienced mind, I think, to really delve into. You need to sit with it for quite a while. Some of them are, this is a yes card. Some of them are pretty straightforward. Some of them are not. This is a fabulous deck. I am so looking forward to working with this. I've had it for a little while, but I have not worked with it quite so much. I'm coming at these backwards. Let me turn this over. Oh, can't do it that way. So this, look at that. It's a full card. So, I mean, the intricacy of these, the different, I mean, that's pretty abstract. I mean, it isn't, it is, but it isn't. But they don't have key words. They don't have what it is on the card. So if you're a beginner, it's like, I don't think so. Look at that. Empress. Or, High Priestess, I think. See, that goes to show. I don't know if these are in order or not because I was playing with them. But these are gorgeous cards. This happens to be the collector's edition. They don't have to be this big. Their cards are, you can get the smaller version. Look at these. Oh, there's the High Priestess. These aren't in order. But this is a deck for, I think, that a professional would really love to delve into. I want to delve into it, and I'm not a professional. Yeah, these are fabulous. So this is a Terra Volatile, and it is the collector's edition. I don't know who made it. Let me see here. I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. I cannot see. Who made it? Well, that's all for another day. But look at these. Aren't these just fabulous? And as you can see, you'd have to study these to know. Chariot. Like I say, some of them are straightforward. There's another chariot. But these are just gorgeous. Yeah. So that's the one I would say would be a professional use only. No, that's not really true. But it's a study deck. Definitely is a study deck. Put those over there. Where am I? Witchy vibes. Okay, I'm gonna pause this again because I got another one I gotta hold on. Okay, this is witchy vibes. This is a deck you'd recommend for those who love witchy aesthetics, moody vibes, magical symbolism, or spell work support, casting, altar work, etc. Well, this deck is called the Nameless One. And this is a tarot and oracle deck. This is the grimoire that comes with. I don't want to move my camera, but it's fabulous. It's got pages for each card. I mean, pages for each card. And then in the back, lots and lots of spreads. We've got all kinds of sigils. We've got the correspondences. We've got spells. We've got zodiac constellations. It's just absolutely, here's all the plant correspondences. This is just fabulous book to have. Benevolent black candle protection spell. There's some spells in the back. And this is has very interesting vibes to it. Get this pulled back up here. All right, it comes like I said with a tarot deck and an oracle deck. You really do have to use the book at first because the imagery is so different. I do not have these in order. I just couldn't possibly put this many decks in order. I just don't have it in me. But these cards are, and I use these for my these some of these oracle cards for my moon rituals, my new moon and my full moon ritual and meditation that I do. But these, I have to look up what they are sometimes. This is a queen of I think swords. I'm not sure, but look at this. Oh, and I do not have these memorized what they are. I do need to look these up in the book sometimes. Look at these. Talk about witchy. This is Seeker of the Moon, I believe. I worked with these for, I don't know, about 6 months ago, quite a bit. This is a moon card. Has to do with the moon, obviously. But look at these. These are all the queens, evidently, and the jokers, and they call them jesters in this deck. All right. This is actually the devil card. If you're breaking the string, or the death card. This is the money card. Look at this. Oh, so this deck has very witchy vibes, and like the grimoire that comes with is just exceptional for being able to utilize this tower card. And they get the dots here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, look at this one. Man. Yeah, these are, I've got a picture of this in a frame. So this is the Nameless One. Very beautiful deck. I was going to do a walkthrough on this one of these days. I will definitely do a walkthrough. This is actually right here. This is the Fool card. This is the Fool card. Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they beautiful? Yeah, Ten of Swords or Nine of Swords. So it's an investment, but it's well worth the investment. I really believe it to be. This is again, this would be a study deck. This strength card. Study deck. Um, you could use it in any capacity. I mean, talk about shadow work. Jeez. Yeah. But the oracle cards coming with it are just so nice. It's a Five of Pentacles here. One, two, three, four, five. This is the Six of Wands. and the Jester. This is a You Are Enough, basically, card. You are enough. So, yes, aren't these something? Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of Swords. Oh, yeah, this is, again, I think this is well worth the investment. Empress card. Everything's represented that need be. 7 of Cups. And, there's a lot of skeletons involved in the cards, which I think is kind of interesting. That's a Devil card with chains. Oh, really fun. I really like this deck. And the fact that it comes with an oracle as well. Again, you do have to use the book. It's not right away. It's not, you can't look at a card necessarily. Some of them you can figure out. It's a world card. Isn't that fabulous? Look at that. 9 of Cups. So yeah, this is a great deck to have. It is witchy. Okay, I'm going to pause this because I've got to get this put back in its box too. Okay, I'm back with the classic Witch Sisters. This is another one that's new to me. This was probably, if we had the most surprising deck, other than the Bonefire Tarot, is another one that was super surprising to me. This deck was very surprising to me. It took me forever to get this deck, and I don't know what really prompted me to get it, but I got it. And I'm using it this week, and it is unbelievably insightful. And it's definitely witchy, hence the name. But it is so insightful. In fact, I just did my last video right before this one, called the Simon Influence. The initial card I pulled today basically described exactly what my video was going to be, and that was tradition, teacher. It's the Hierophant card. But look at that card. Look at the artistry of this card. And the book, the explanations are very tribal and ancient and mystical, and it's a beautifully done deck. You've got a description of the card and then the divinatory meaning. They're just this was the most surprising deck I think I've ever gotten. I did not expect to love it, and I love it. The artistry is beautiful. Look at that card. It's the Maid of Skies, which is the page. These are just gorgeous cards. And I know a lot of you are very familiar with this. But having just gotten it a few weeks ago, I am just thrilled beyond thrilled for this deck. It is gorgeous. Look at that. Look at the power in that card. 10 of Stones. Look at that. King of Waters. Oh, and look at the Magician. This is a very powerful, deep deck. Definitely you could use this for shadow work. I would have pulled this one up for shadow work, but I wanted it for this category. Inner child work. I mean, this deck is another extremely versatile deck. I would almost pulled it for the versatility of it, but now I wanted it for this particular prompt. But these cards, look at that. Ace of Stones. Again, I was so surprised at how much I love this deck and how drawn I was to it. And the book, Julia Jeffrey, it's just fabulous. It ticks all the boxes for me, and which surprises me again. But it's got the ancient feel to it. It's got the mystical feel to it. Again, some of these pictures look familiar, seem familiar to me. Look at that. Talk about child work. Moonchild. Oh, it's a fabulous deck. Like I said, a lot of you probably already have this deck, but if you don't, gosh, I highly recommend it because of the depth, not just the depth of the artistry. I mean, what she can push off that page with her artistry, those eyes, the lines, the shading, the color choices, the stance of the person. I'm not a person deck, but this is completely different. I mean, look at that. Powerful, powerful King of Stone. You can use this deck for anything. Even if you aren't into the witchy aspect of things, this deck will pull at something for just about everyone. Made of Stones, Page of Stones. Oh, so yeah. Look at that 7 of Trees. Holy moly. So I highly recommend this deck as well. Look at the 10 of Skies. Oh my gosh. So that is what I have for the Witchy Vibes decks. Now I've got one more now. One more. I have no idea how long this is. Astrology work, a deck you recommend for astrology lovers and cosmic seekers. One that weaves planetary wisdom and archetypes into its structure, ideal for exploring birth charts, transits, and celestial guidance. Okay, this is a new deck I got. And I really have not delved into this. I want to do a walkthrough on this. It's not a particularly new deck, I don't think. Well, yeah, I think it is. Hold on. Let's see. When was this? 2023. And this is really the only astrological deck I have. I actually saw this on Mad Witch, I'm pretty sure, when one of her pretty sure she had this in one of her cubbies. I think that's where I saw it. Astro Codes by Heather Roan Robbins. Nice little book with it too. It's but it covers different aspects. It has you have your lenses are your signs. So you have cards that are your signs, the qualities. You have solar activity cards, luminaries, planets, asteroids, lunar nodes, and the locations are the cardinal points, the houses, the supportive aspects, the challenging aspects, the changing states. So you can see that this is a study deck. I'm really excited about this. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And how to use it. And once I look into it and learn a little bit about it, I want to do a walkthrough because I think it's going to be really interesting and helpful to learn the astrology aspects. So these are beautiful cards. It has the signs. Here's the signs. Lovely cards. Scorpio investigate. Sagittarius expand. Capricorn achieve. Aquarius collaborate. Pisces sensitive, and then you've got strength, discomfort. You've got if the sign's debilitated, it's discomfort. If it's in retrograde, review. If the solar calm is clarify, solar flares are activate. The sun is the source. Moon is perception. Mercury, and it has the basic meanings of the planets. Mercury is messages. Venus is beloved, which makes sense. Mars is motion. Jupiter abundance. Saturn structure, Uranus change, Neptune vision, Pluto rebirth, Chiron heal, Ceres is nurture, Pallas Athena think. So as you can see, these are very full of info. So it's a great deck to learn with. South node is the past, the north node is the future. Ascendant, if things are in ascendant, they're in entrance, mid-heaven. The pinnacle, descendant is invitation. So you've got the houses. First house is arrival, second resources, third communication, fourth home, fifth passion, sixth sustainability, seven relationship, eighth house is mystery, ninth house is exploration, 10th house authority, 11th house community, 12th is introspection. And then you've got the conjunctions and the trines and the opposition, the squares and the transits and the progression. So it's going to be really helpful to learn because I'm very interested in astrology. I just don't have enough hours in the day working full time. So I really need more hours. If I could just not have to sleep or eat or anything, I would have time to do all this stuff. But at the end of some of my work days, I'm just too tired. Just too tired. So that is that was the very last one. And that was my tag for editors pick decks. I thank Giselle from Medwitch for including me in this. And hopefully I didn't blather on too much. I really enjoyed doing this. I was a little intimidated, and I thought, well, you know what? I've got some decks. I'm not as knowledgeable as a lot of people, but I can still show them and give a little bit of input and have fun with this. So I did. I had fun with this. Thank you, Giselle, for including me. And I'm going to make this a tag and tag a few more people in it as well. And I'm sure there's a ton of these out there, so we can all look and enjoy and look at everybody's decks and their input. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming. And I will be back with another video very soon. As I usually and always say, bye for now.